Hi, I'm Claire, and it's such an honor to be guiding you in your Yin Yoga practice today. Yin Yoga is often described as this practice where we hold our postures. However, and perhaps controversially, I see it as an opportunity to be held by our postures, to be held and supported by our practice. And so I invite you to bring this idea with you into your practice today. And there's many ways that we can be supported in the shapes. We have the support of the earth. All our postures are floor-based. And another way is through the use of props. If you have yoga blocks, then we can make use of those. And I've also got a bolster here, but no, these are not obligatory. You can also use things that we all have around the house. So I've also got a blanket and a cushion here. And in place of yoga blocks, we could use Tupperware boxes or large books. So if you need a moment, perhaps pause the video to gather those things that you need. And then we're going to begin. And the first shape I'm going to invite you to join me in is a supported child's pose. So I'm going to show you a few different options for this child's pose. One quite simply is to come up onto the shins and then gently fold over the thighs. And here, in the spirit of being held, we want to ensure that the forehead can rest down. And maybe we rest the backs of the hands, the lower arms on the ground. If we want to feel more supported, there are many things we can do with these props. If it's a little bit tender in the knees, we could bring the folded blanket underneath the knees. If it feels like the knees are bending too much, we could bring that folded blanket in this little crease of the knees. If you have a bolster, or you could make use of pillows, cushions, we could bring some support in between the legs to rest the body down. Equally, we can use blocks under the head or under the hips. And so, with all of this in mind, as well as this acknowledgement that we're all slightly unique. I am unique to you, and we're also unique to ourselves on any given day. Taking some time to explore what it is your body needs to feel supported in your child's pose today. And not seeing this kind of setting up and settling in as something you need to just rush and race through to just get it all over and done with. Can you see it as like a ritual where these parts, these transitions, are part of your practice? So eventually allowing the body to settle, to yield to that support beneath. Whether it's support you place beneath you, whether it's the support of the earth. Can you allow your body to feel into that? And we're not looking to feel really loud, strong stretches in the body here. In Yin Yoga, we stay in these shapes for a little bit of time. And so that support, whether it's the props, whether it's the earth, creates a sense of stability, of sustainability, creating this kind of nest where we can rest, where we can stay. Maybe as you soften, you could close your eyes. I read a quote recently that said, "Enjoy being in the process of becoming." And We have a tendency as humans to fixate on the future, often being goal-orientated, always looking to where we are going or what we are aiming for or aspiring to. And this can be true for our yoga practice. Thinking, I want to be more flexible. I want to feel calmer. I need to be less stressed. And while it's great, it's perfect to have a purpose to our practice, rather than focusing on that end result, can you savor the journey of getting there? Enjoying being in the process, rather than it feeling like another should, a limitation, a demand, or a final destination. Bringing your awareness to your breath and tuning into an even rhythm. Savoring the journey, the process of inhale and exhale. Noticing how your breath is always in gentle motion, always changing, always becoming. Not needing improvement, not needing to get anywhere or achieve anything. Simply that moment by moment transformation. Enjoy being in the process of becoming. And see if you can embody this during your practice today. Rather than thinking about where you want to be or what you want to achieve from practicing yoga, can you soften judgments in the here and now? And allow yourself to be in the process. To immerse yourself in sensations, in breath. To savor your journey. Because the truth is, yoga perpetuates. We are forever learning, evolving, processing, and becoming. So acknowledging this isn't a journey you can rush. Amid the frantic pace of our modern life, there is something quite beautiful and almost radical about the idea that evolving and becoming is this slow and gentle process that doesn't need to be accomplished immediately. And so here, especially in this practice of yin, there is space to take your time, to enjoy being in the process of becoming. And so in the spirit of enjoying being in the process of becoming, I invite you to think about moving on, about changing this shape now, just before you do. And then slowly, perhaps even taking a few breaths, to lift up, to make your way into a tabletop. Remembering that these transitions a part of your practice, part of your journey. And as you come up onto your hands and knees, just moving your supports to one side. And a little bit of movement in between these moments of stillness can be quite good and releasing, but can you move with a yin quality through some cats and cows? So on an inhale, softly lower the belly, lifting the hips, the head, maybe even looking up through the eyes. And then with the exhale, slowly ripple through the spine to round the back, that sense of drawing in. And keep going like this. Seeing if you can allow these movements to last the entirety of the breath. So again, rather than rushing and racing to either cat or cow, we're savoring those movements, that undulation, that evolution of the spine. Keep going like that. Tenderly savoring this sensation of gentle movement. And sometimes in yoga, our best teacher is our breath. Whenever you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine. And then I invite you to take a seat. So you can either come and sit back on the shins, or if it's more supportive for you, sitting on your bum. Remembering in yin, we're looking to feel easeful and soft rather than strong. So whatever invites that sense of softness and ease into the body. If you feel like in your seat, your knees are quite high, your hips are tight, by all means support underneath the hips as well. Again, remember you are here to be supported by this practice, to make these shapes fit and mold to you. And then I invite you to find a mudra with me, Pushpaputa mudra. So bringing the pinky fingers to touch with the palms up and finding a softness in the fingers and thumbs, tenderly rolling the shoulders down the back. And here you could either close your eyes, or if you prefer to keep them open, maybe anchoring your awareness to this kind of gentle cupping of the hands. And we have the hands cupped together almost like a bowl, which represents an open, receptive presence, readying you to enjoy being in the process of becoming. And if it feels okay for you to keep the hands in this way as we come into a breath practice, then I invite you to do so. So keeping that energetic sense of openness as we come into an even breath. Our inhales and our exhales are going to be to a count of 4 each, and you don't have to worry about counting. I'll count for you so you can focus on your breathing. To prepare, take a long, slow exhale to empty the body there. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to shift to an exhalation of a count of 8. So inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'd like to keep going with this, not getting consumed or overwhelmed by your counting, but leaning into that rhythm. Perhaps noticing the difference now the exhalations are longer, that sense of savouring. And this way of breathing enhances our focus, helps to reduce stress. It slows us down in body and mind. Enjoy being in the process of becoming. And with no sense of urgency, making this your final round of that breath, that elongated exhalation. When you get to the end of that exhalation, allow the breath to return back to its natural state. Releasing the hands to the left, but taking a moment here, a moment to sense the subtle changes within you from this practice so far. Taking the time to observe, to notice how this practice of yoga can change you. And only when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to come into your next yin yoga shape, a reclined butterfly. So again, I'll talk you through some options and you can discern what is right for you, for your body, in this moment, this point in your day. But we're going to come to lie down on the back, and it might feel supportive unless you need your blanket to cover your body, to bring the folded blanket underneath you, creating a little bit more comfort and support there. And then with a bend to the knees, kind of yawning the knees apart to connect the soles of the feet. And there's plenty of ways we can support the thighs, and I recommend supporting the legs in some way, even if you're really flexible here in the hips. So you could bring cushions underneath the thighs. Equally, you could bring blocks, and the beauty of blocks or books or Tupperware boxes in lieu of blocks is that you can kind of stack them up and sort of change the levels to accommodate the body. And one more thing we can do is thread a bolster between the legs. If you have a bolster, or again, you make use of bed pillows. And then it's a case of exploring what the arms want to do. For me, it feels grounding to rest the hands on the body. For you might want to bring the backs of the hands to the earth. Maybe if we want to kind of increase this kind of opening in the front of the body, we could rest the backs of the hands behind the head. If the arms are reaching up, see if you can bring softness into the shoulders, into the elbows. Perhaps closing the eyes, and as you settle, allowing that softness to filter into any parts of the body that feel like they might be gripping, clenching, grasping. Any places you feel like you have a tendency to hold on. Maybe that's around the brow, around the jaw, around the hands. And so again, no rush, allowing yourself to move through this ritual of setting up and setting in. The process, the journey of eventually becoming still. And as your body softens, as you yield to this stillness, notice what is present in the body. Where might you find sensation? And know that some mild discomfort is okay. Sometimes discomfort is part of the process of becoming. However, if you notice that tension or that sense of gripping creeping back into your body, could you make little adjustments so that you can release? And sometimes we think that pushing the body a little further than where it wants to go will make us gain flexibility more quickly. It will get us where we want to be more quickly. However, it does the opposite. And this is known as the myotatic reflex, when the body senses danger and tenses up. Your body protecting you from overdoing it, telling you to slow down, soften, and savor your journey rather than rushing to that end goal, that destination. And can you remember an instance in your life when this has been the case? That you've had a clear idea or goal in mind, yet it was actually the activity, the journey, the process of doing it or getting there that was most joyful. It might be something like making something crafty, or cooking a special meal, renovating a home, or planning a trip, even growing a garden. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. And again, starting to think about moving before you do. So you can really savor that movement, that transition. Perhaps you use your fingertips to gently guide the thighs back together. And simply noticing what would feel good here for your body. Maybe for you it's a full body stretch, or maybe it's a hug of the knees. Maybe it's staying right where you are. And can you allow this movement to slowly bring you into your final posture, your Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. And again, bringing that idea of being held and supported by this shape with you. Maybe supporting under the knees or the head, covering the body with a blanket can feel really grounding. Even bringing flat blocks underneath the backs of the hands. And as you settle here, taking a moment to reflect on your practice. And also the internal dialogue that has come up during this time. Has the inner critic been at the forefront, nitpicking on everything that wasn't exactly so? And can you simply acknowledge your effort and everything it took to get you to this moment of being here on your mat, without attaching it to an outcome? In other words, can you revel in being where you are right now, savoring stillness, softness, and whether being still brings complete ease or mild discomfort, can you enjoy being in this process of becoming, of being held and supported in your journey? And here's a poem by Dana Foulds. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still. And just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. And of course, you would be more than welcome to stay here resting as long as you wish. If you feel like you need more rest, then I would encourage that. Or if you wish to end your practice with me, begin by bringing gentle movement to your fingers and toes. Maybe circling your ankles and wrists, or turning your head left to right, right to left. With a long, slow inhale, reaching the arms above the head and pointing the toes, that full body yawn. And with the exhale, hugging the knees into the chest. You deserve this hug. And in the same slow, tender, ritualistic way you've moved through your practice, could you gently roll onto your left-hand side? And perhaps keeping the eyes closed as you slowly guide yourself back into a seated position. I invite you once again to find that Pushpaputa Mudra, connecting the pinky fingers, softness in the fingers and thumbs. That sense of openness, of receptivity. And take a moment to consider a journey or process in your life you are currently on, not yet completed or achieved. And see if you can cultivate gratitude for where you are with this right now, not where you think you should be. Slowly closing the hands like you're closing a book and bringing the hands in front of the heart. Taking a moment to hear the echo of your practice through your body and mind. And knowing that this feeling, this practice can go with you off your mat into your days ahead. Enjoy being in the process of becoming. Namaste.